Well, hello girls and the Frenchos, it's Donald. Welcome back to my kitchen. And on today's menu, we'll be looking at new cards coming next week. Yep, November 1st, we get a new expansion. Biggest Pokemon expansion ever. Yeah, so you're gonna be getting back to Pokemon, right? Yeah, so let's talk about these cards. We're gonna talk about, how good are these cards? Ranging from a 5, totally busted and overpowered. 4, being pretty good because it's well built for the meta. 3, probably not so good, but still fun. 2, still works, but is not fun at all. And 1 is like, I'm gonna keep this. Maybe it's gonna be useful, but it's pretty much junk. And then 0 is 0. Throw it away, recycle it. All right, so I'm also gonna tell you a little bit of how I would play it. So when you go through this video, you're just like, oh yeah, I got this card now. How am I gonna use it? I'll show you. Okay, so here we go. Let's start off with Venusaur and Snivy. Great HP. Energies is gonna be expensive, and that's your biggest bottleneck. But let's talk about what it does. Let's break it down slowly, Donald. Here we go. Shining Vine. When you're fighting with this, and you put a grass energy on, you can force your opponent to switch their bench Pokemon. You make the decisions, and this is big because you want to pick out the dead end or something. Yeah, all right. That is a fantastic ability, but it's being gated by something else, and it's this energy cost right here. 1 grass, 3 of any other energies, 4 energy cost. That is expensive, and that is the biggest thing holding this thing back. You're probably going to use Welder to do this. And it does 160 damage, which is a 2-hit. It does 1-shot Cheese Master, which is good. But its damage is average. Its performance is performance is average. That's the thing. It's 1 energy slower, and its GX pretty much isn't that useful. 50. It shouldn't change much in that. I mean, you're still 2-hitting. You're not going to 1-shot after this. So, overall, this is a 3 out of 5. You would Welder to use this. You would have lots of different trainers, maybe to heal it, maybe to boost, I don't know. Basically, the only thing you can do is heal it. Keep it as live as long as possible, give it energies. There's not much to go with this one here. Okay, so, you know what? You can get a 3 out of 5. You're interesting enough, but you're not going to be that great. That's my opinion. All right, so moving on, we're going to go to another GX, Vileplume. Let's take a look. 240 HP, good enough for stage 2. 2 energies, 180 damage. But if it's hurt, it does basically the amount it's hurt for, the less damage it does, with 180 starting as the base. So if attack team like a Venusaur hit it with 160, it'll only do 20 damage next turn. That is a very major penalty. Basically, you hit it once, it's out of commission. Because it can't do any damage. Alright, so its ability that heals it, which improves your damage by 30. Only 30. And you're expected to get it with 160, so it's going to take a few turns for you to get it up. And Allergy Bomb. They're paralyzed, bird, and poison. So it buys you time, but doesn't really win you the game. Yeah, and your opponent can switch out these effects too, so that's why it's just 1 energies. Overall, is this card good? Now, I'm going to say this is going to be a 3 out of 5. The reason is the bottleneck for stage 2 or high is going to eat up a lot of deck space. It's going to need to switch because after it's hit, it's out of commission, and you need to heal up a lot somehow. And you're not going to get all the Vileplumes out very quickly. Because if you got 4 of them who are healing 120 every turn, yeah. But you just need a lot of draws, a lot of thinning, a lot of cards to click to get that perfect Vileplume game. That's because this card is asking you for too much cards to set up. It's going to be not so great. I think you can pull it off. It definitely has a fun factor where you might want to try it once or watch somebody try it once, but you wouldn't actually want to get this card. So for most players, just ignore this card. We'll see what I can do with it here, just entertain you. All right, so moving on, we're going to see our first 0 card. Tank Growth. All right, you're going to get 1-shot by a tag team. You could survive with a choice helmet, but your average damage is 80. Venusaur would just kick your butt, and it was healing. This is what is typical of trash in this set, okay? The damage is not there. You're gonna pay a lot of energies. It's gonna die in 1 shot, and you just can't afford to keep these things fighting the whole game. You might try to charge up in between using one of your tag teams, but why? This thing's so weak. Alright, so no, this is going to be zeros, and if we ever see another 0, we're gonna have to go through it because this is the biggest expansion. This video will take too long. Okay, so moving on. Sunflora is only one good thing about it, and that's its attack right here. Your next turn, you ignore all energy costs, which means you're paying up deck space, evolving it, and you're giving it energies when you could be charging up your real Pokemon. And basically, it's a 2-shot, assuming the next attack you're getting for free is a 1-shot, like a big Charizard or something, which there's only one Charizard that can do this. And it has extra cost you have to pay for. Basically, I couldn't find a good combo for this, except a Mega Charizard. And I would actually just charge up the Mega Charizard, then charging this up. The bottleneck, the fact that you have to give it an attack, to the deck space, to evolve it, to even charge it up, it is not worth it. It is not worth it this. I'm going to give it a 1, because there might be someday that where getting a free attack would be awesome, but the cost, the opportunity cost for making it work, it's just a little too much. Alright, you get a 1! Heracross! You're worse than the one in the theme shop. If your opponent has a tag team, you could spend expensive 3 energies for something that dies the next turn by tag team to do almost a 2-shot. Not a 2-shot just yet. So, now you get a 1 because you might be helpful for Charizard to beat a Blastoise or something. So, you're not completely useless, but you practically are. You get a 1, buddy. Moving on, we're gonna take a little leap. Alright, what do you do? Let's take a look at ability if they have a special condition, like poison or something. They can't retreat. Great, this is a stage 2. It will be costing you a lot of deck space. It's also a fossil Pokemon, which will be costing you, fossils. Those are hard to set up. And the value you're getting out of this stage 2 is very low, because you can just play a switch card to get rid of all this. And it's not meant to fight. So, you get a 1. Being that your ability may come in handy one day in the future, but I expect you not to see you at all. Alright, Cradley, that sucks for you. Moving on, Tropius, this is a 0. Where's the damage in this card? You're definitely on the wrong era, buddy. You're extinct. Alright, so, Kricketune. Now, this card's interesting. So, here's how it works. Stage 1, that's not too hard to set up. 1 energy, easy. Now, if you have 1 card in your hand, you will do the perfect damage number for a 2-hit. You need a little bit of help. That's okay. We got a stadium for that. If you have 3 cards, they're confused, which your opponent can switch out of it. It's the easiest condition to beat, but it's also the worst one. You get nothing out of this one. And the 6 cards. If you have 6 cards in your hand, which basically you played Cynthia and you do nothing, you can't set up, you can't do anything else, then your whole, you do bench damage to your opponent. Everybody gets 30. So basically, it's the first and last condition that are good. You have to have 1 card and 6 cards consistently, and that's really, 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 really hard to do. And standard, yeah, and expanded, not so much. You can do it more consistently, but it just turns out to be average in both cases. Now, from what I can see, it's going to be hard to do. You're probably not going to see it in standard. It does look fun, so I do want to give it a 3 because there's a fun factor to it. But really, for most players, it's probably going to be a 0. You're like, oh, okay, let's just do this just once. All right, I'm done with it. It's not that special. But it seems like a fun combo to see for once. All right, moving on. Deerling. You already get this in the theme shop. You get a better Pokemon, which is easier setup, has better compatibility. Basically, all this does is you just get ability to draw 1 card. Yay, 1 extra card every turn, which eats up deck space. It eats up maybe your trainers to set it up. Yeah, I think it really harms your consistency of your deck, then improve it. I would just put items in your deck that help land your stuff. Basically, this is not worth the bench space. It's not worth the bench space. There's better stuff than Deerling. And yeah, that Pidgeotto, I mean, you can try to use Pidgeotto yourself. This is just not that much better. Yeah, the HP is better, but it does the same thing. Draw 1 card. It's not supposed to fight. This gets a 1. Because you might find it useful one day, but probably not. So here we go. Here's something better. I'm sorry, not you. You! Alright! Here we go. Dartrix. 140 damage. I'm sorry, HP. And this is your rolling attacking Terrorbound, which is a welder. Yes, you're going to be using 5 energies next, because grass energy bonus sucks. It has 80, and if you have wounded one of your 8 bench Pokemons, your opponent's bench Pokemon, let me slow down, you can do 80 to it, which is very easy to do. You have a stadium that hurts GX, and you're going to have a new card pretty soon that hurts all their Pokemon. So great! Now, the total damage this thing's doing is 160. And you can win the game by attacking 3 times if they're using tag teams. And if they're just using GXs, non-GXs, the total damage is a lot. This energy cost is good, but the bottleneck is this is a stage 2. Luckily, you don't have to worry too much about the rest of the part. As long as you give energies, you're okay. The extra damage, it's easy to do. So, overall, this can win. I can see myself winning matches as a fun factor to it, but the stage 2 is holding it back, and it also needs a little other nuances there. You might want a stadium. It's going to be hard to pull off the supporter that lets you do bench damage to all your opponent's Pokemon. Or you might need a Pokemon that does bench damage, like once to everything. So, there's a big card bottleneck. You need a lot of cards to make this work, and the lineup. So it's going to be a little bit slow, but there is a fun factor to it. I would like it, and if it works decently, I will actually play a few times. There is a good fun factor to it. So, Decidueye, I'm looking forward to you, buddy. You're not too bad. I love it. Alright, so, Buzzwole. I'm a little undertuned here. Let's take a look what you do. Let's take a look at your ability. If your opponents take your prize cards, let me see, wait. When your opponents, for each prize card you've taken, so you're in control. Got it. Those might be the reverse. No, the more prize cards you've taken, the more damage it does, but it doesn't do enough. 20 for, that's a scaling? So, best case scenario, it's doing a 2-hit. And it starts off as doing a 4-5 hit. That's going to take forever to do any damage. So it's useless at the start of the game. And once you've taken down their GX Pokemon, let me see. You say if it's a tag team, and it does about a 2-hit. Alright, so once you take it out of the tag team, you can do a 2-hit for 2 energies. Not so bad! It's just that grass energy bonus kind of stinks. Yeah, and you need to do it with a grass deck. And that's okay for a 2-hitter, but it's limited. I would just use Heracross and maybe another Buzzwole or something else. It's okay. It is an Ultra Beast. I'm gonna give this a 1. I don't know if I can find some even room for a deck space to put it in. But it is a basic. You don't have to evolve it. And maybe it's nice 1 prize trade later in the game. So you want? I might give you. I'll still give you 1. I'll still give you 1. I don't see this being used much here. It needs to be less conditional and a little bit stronger. Yeah, a little bit more usable in more situations. Alright, so Charizard and Brazen GX. Oh yeah, let's go. 260 damage, 2-shot here, 4 energies. Come on, we got Welder. This is nothing. Then you get to search your deck for 3 cards. Put them to your hand. Any 3 cards. More energies, more welders, any trainer that you need. 3. I mean, it was 1. It would have still been a great card. 2, it would have been a fantastic card. This is a 3. You get 3 of anything. Which brings us, like, if I didn't look at anything else, this is already a 5 out of 5. Dude, that attack is a 5 out of 5. It's got the HP. Its GX allows you to charge it up. If you are, let's see, if you have 5 energies on your discard, attach it to its health. Great, self-charge. And if you have 1 extra energy, your opponent is now burning confused. So you don't have another way to set up a new Charizard. Use this, buy some time, then keep going. I already gave you the score. This is a 5. Just because you can search out anything in your deck, it just means that you will have the exact cards you need perfectly. It's going to run buttery smooth, and because of that, you keep your Charizards going alive. You have counter cards in your hand. Anything you need will be there, and that sort of control is a 5 out of 5. You could have everything. Okay, 2 shots. Yeah, then luckily only 2 shots, because if you were 1-shotting, man, that would be busted. All right, so if you're thinking about counters, I would think that you might have to put in more reset stamps than normal and standard. And if you're playing in expanded, everyone's gonna play N. It's not gonna be that great. So, but in the standard, that's what's gonna be a little bit better. All right, so let me take a look at this. This is a 0. Geez, you need more stats before we can even look at you. That was a waste of a nice artist, nice art there. Okay, so Flareon, interesting here now card. All the evolutions that are GXs, they have to be GXs. They do 30 more damage, which in some cases it brings some of the 3-hit GXs into 2 hits, which is great. Now they're usable against tag teams. Okay, and some of them it just still sticks to it, so it's a bit weird. So for certain, will this card be good in making evolution stacks good? They'll make them usable, more usable, because they're two-shotting now. So yeah, but only some of them. Some of them have 90 damage, and they're like, oh, what the heck? And that 120 damage is not enough to two-shot a tag team. So overall, if the other GXs had a little bit more damage and it was a perfect two-shot, this would be better. For now, I'm going to give you a 1. I'm going to give you a 1. You only work with like one of the evolutions that I can think of, and I think that's Jolteon. Jolteon, Vaporeon. So, you know, it's a critical opponent for those. I guess I can't really rank it because you just need it as part of those strategies. We're gonna move on from this. Basically, it helps few of the evolutions, but not all of them. For a 2-shot, from a 3-shot to a 2-shot, which is game changing. All right for them. All right, moving on. That's it. Macargo, you get a 0, buddy. Yeah, okay, we need to move on. We're going to run out of time. You also, well, you know, you have your 2-hit shot right here. You might finish off a tag team with this, and it's worth 1 prize card. Still, I don't see this warranting the bench space and deck space. I think Volcanion can just do this fine. We're going to give you a 0 and move on from that. All right, here we go. Torkoal, you get a 0? You get a 0! Big Diddy. You may deal 20 damage off one of your bench Pokemon. Works too slow, wastes the bench space. You get a 0. Okay, moving on. M4. Here we go. Here's something interesting. 140 damn, 170 HP. You can definitely stay alive against a tag team. Let me see your. Oh my gosh, you got that expensive energy cost, but you are guaranteed to hit. So this here basically is a tag team GX if it was fighting other tag teams. So things like even Charizard, you get a choice helmet, you could actually, this is a pseudo GX Pokemon. Yeah, so, okay. And let me see, when you evolve, the big thing is when you look at 8 cards, all the energies you see there, they have to be basics. So no triple colors or anything. Then you can attach it straight on. So you know what? I kind of like you. You're kind of boring, but you do have an energy bonus. You self-charge up, and I believe that if I were playing against the tag team decks, I could probably win with this M4. Yeah, so you know what? You get a 3. You should be in a 2-factor, but because you get a 3, because I can see myself, I mean, it's nothing special, but you trade equivalently against the tag team. Even Charizard. Yeah, unless Charizard is a way to remove the choice helmet that you have on this here, which it probably will. Against many tag teams, you just have the perfect numbers to trade evenly with them for being 1 prize card. It is the stage 2 though, it is kind of slow, but I still like you enough that I want to try you out for one day. 3. Gosh, I'll give you a 3. I like you enough, buddy. Now, would you use this to charge up other Pokemon? This is stage 2. I might use Hat Ladies, other than trying to waste a bench space, which a Pokemon space, but we'll see. We'll see. It's okay. It's okay. All right, Volcanion GX. I'm about to say Volcanion, so let's take a look at you. Good HP for stage 1. Ability, you can discard fire energies, and fire decks, they can spend all the fire energies they want. It's not gonna hurt them because they have all the supporters to do it. But it does do 20 damage to one of your bench. Enemy's bench Pokemon, which will eventually weaken stuff up for maybe an extra prize card throughout the game. So, I think it's a great ability. It's gonna be expensive to do for sure, but here's something helping you out. When you attack, you do a perfect 2-hit, but you lose no energies because your 2 energies get returned back. So you have to do welder every turn you attack, which is kind of scary. Luckily, you can recycle your welders. There's going to be a slight consistency issue with this, but overall, it seems to work. You 2 hits, and then you can build up to a 1-shot by expending your extra fire energies. It looks like an okay combo. 2-hit decks give your opponent a lot of time to give a lot of time to prepare, to react. But overall, it's doable. It's doable. Nothing too special. I would give you a 3 out of 5 so far, even without looking at your GX. Your GX is just okay. You discard energy for all your opponent's Pokemon. If they're actually putting in 1 or 2 Pokemon, it's not going to do so much, but they're just spreading out for some reason, like maybe Naganadel, then maybe you might do it. You shouldn't really care about the GX too much. Overall, you're trading pretty well against another tag team. They two-shot you, you two-shot it, you might build into a one-shot. You've got game against them, but you're not that amazing, so I'll give you a 3 out of 5. Yeah, I think we might try it for once, but this is not a card that we would do. We would play, I don't know, the bench factor front. I think you're going to be I have to babysit you a lot. I'm going to give you a 3. I won't give you a 4 because I would love you. Those are the cards I would actually like and play over and over. So, your babysitting is a little high. Okay, here we go. Pyroar. Let me see. Oh, man, the numbers. Now, if you had a choice helmet, Charizard would still kill you. But against other cards, it'd be okay. You actually have the numbers to stand up. You need a choice helmet, live 2 turns, and then you can welder this up. So, it's boring for sure. I'm going to give it a 2, but the numbers are just barely enough to make it work. We're going to move on. Here we go. Blastoise and Piplup GX, a tag team. Here, all right. How's the pink one is Toad? Great energy cost. 3, that is perfect. We don't want to see 4 energy cost. You do a 2-hit right here, and you get an energy bonus from your hand, which is not a good Zekrom, because if it came from your deck, that would be awesome. But you also get a lot of healing through this. In fact, you can heal off another tag team's damage completely when they hit you, and that's going to be awesome. You one-shot Charizard. You can help charge up other Pokemon. He is a fantastic first attack. I mean, you're not gonna, it's gonna feel bad because you need to get energies in your hand. That's okay. We actually don't have that many great thinners, but still, at least you have it. At least you have an energy bonus on top of this. So it's GX. That's Lapras GX attack. 100 damage, and they're now paralyzed, which is easy to switch out of. So that's tough, but if you have 3 additional energies, where could you be getting those from? Then you almost get a one-shot, but they'll be paralyzed. So, I wish it did 30 more damage, which you can boost it. It's just going to be very tricky to set up. Choice Band doesn't exist. Maybe in the next expansion in February we get something, but if there was it's just missing a Pulpa Tool to get a one-shot. And that's holding this GX back big time. If it was getting a one-shot, yeah, that would be awesome. And it can still do it just in standard. It's going to be really rough. And expanded, easy. Plus, you can use GXs multiple times with a new trainer too. So overall, this card, I want to give it a 4. I like its energy cost. I like what it's doing for its healing. I think you could, I mean, it's free healing itself. You use this and you can channel charge it to a bubble launcher. There may be a way to do it. It may be consistent enough to do it in standard. So keep an eye on this. This definitely is better than the rest of the GXs so far. So far. Well, let's kept Charizard. Moving on, we're going to take a look at, let me see, 0 so far. Trash. Vaporeon. All right, now this is good. Here we go. The only thing you care about is ability. Your Evolution GXs, all of them, have 60 more HP. This means for some of them wearing a choice band, not all of them, I'm sorry, Jolteon, but anything with 210 HP with a choice helmet lives 3 turns instead of 2 against a tag team. That is big. If you live an extra turn, that's one less prize card they can take. That is awesome. And you do make the biggest factor in helping your evolution. So, you and Vaporeon? Yeah. You can definitely help out some of the other evolutions help. The thing is, they take up setup times, take up bench space, and you still need to worry about energies for your evolutions. And that's going to be a little hard thing. Alright, so moving on here. What is this? You're just kind of like a core part of the strategy. I can't really rank you. But you would make one of those decks. I'll do a 3. It'd be an okay deck. But maybe not something you want to do too much. Let me see. Let's take a look at this. You are a 0. Then one shot. Don't really quite do enough damage. I mean, hey, man, you could make your Dark decks do water damage against a Charizard. Yeah. You still 2-shot it. Yeah, you still 2-shot it, though. Gosh, where's that choice band? We'll give you 1, because if there was any way to boost dark damage, there's a way to boost dark damage. It's just really hard to do it. But you can get this into one-shot into a Charizard. What's that? I'm thinking about Cineroar right now. Maybe some of the new Weezings that we'll see, but you get a 1 because you have a very niche, very niche role in dark decks. that help them get one shots on Charizard, which is still tough. Gosh, if this had a choice band, you would get a definitely higher score. But the choice band is only an expanded. And if Charizard was everywhere and expanded, then this card would get definitely upgraded to a really nice, really useful card. Alright, so here we go. Wildlore! Oh my gosh, you look like that Emboar. The perfect HP, no help needed to live against a tag team for 2 turns. And you 2-shot them. You're basically a 1-price tag team GX. Absolutely boring card because there's nothing except damage and numbers, but you just the perfect numbers, which is why I'm going to give you a... I want to give you... It's hard. It's hard, but its numbers are such a nice place that the only thing you need to worry about is energies to get a good 1-price value Pokemon. I'll give you a 3, buddy. You're technically no fun, but your numbers are just perfect. Give you a 3. Wildlore, the pseudo GX that's 1-prize card. Great. Moving on. Lally. Gosh, you're 2. You're so close to having good numbers, but actually, I'd give you a 1. Let's give it a 0. We're downgrading it because it's gonna get one-shotted by tag teams. It's expensive to keep on going. Technically, can make it work. It should be 2 and expanded, but for standard, it's just a pretty boring card overall. We're gonna move on from this. I don't like you too much. Moving on, Walrein. Alright, Station, that's gonna eat up a lot of deck space, but with a choice band, you definitely can trade with a tag team GX. Oh man, hang on. Expensive energy cost. This here, almost a 2-hit. I guess with the stadium, with the Shrine of Punishment, you can give it a 2-shot. Overall, the deck space, you might have to weld it to stuff to make it work here. You don't really want to use that first attack because damage is not going to be there. Maybe lock them up, but I mean, it's permanently blocking all trainers, but you can't do it the next turn no matter what. So they'll have a free turn between, and you're not really 2-shotting with this. This can't follow up with good damage afterwards. So overall, Walrein, I think you're just going to be costing a little too much to be useful. You're tied back by your resources, Scott, so we'll give you... We might even touch you. We'll just go into a 1 here. Maybe useful later. Alright, Kyogre! Alright, here. So, it's only good for its first attack. Here we go. Attach 2 energies to one of your discard Pokemon. From the discard to one of your Pokemon. Alright, Blastoise! I got some energy to discard. I can trade up 1 prize card, so it's gonna die, but you do get the net bonus of 2 energy. Well, yeah, you get 2 energies on the Pokemon you need. Great! Damage is alright. You don't want to roll 5 with this. You're basically using it for its first attack here to charge up your Pokemon. And you can afford to give up prize cards when you're using something like a Tag Team GX, so it's okay. It has use. I would throw it in between one of my Blastoise if I needed to charge it up, if I needed to. I'm still gonna give it a 1 though, because I don't think it's too essential for water decks. They got a lot of good water energy bonus, but it's a nice backup in between. Alright, here we go. Oh, yes, Empoleon. Let's take a look at you. I learned 160 HP. Choice Helmet, okay. You can live 2 shots against the tag team. You might not need a Choice Helmet unless you're going against Charizard. And let's take a look at your damage here. You could have, its energy cost is basically, it's a fire Pokemon. You're not going to be using any water energies. They have no energy utility. Alright, Welder Mode. 130 damage. That would 1-shot Charizard. 2-shot most other cards. You have to discard all energies though, which kinda sucks though. Warrior Fire deck, it does not matter. Alright, what other things you can do? You can use your previous attacks, which they're good ones. 100 damage Bench Knight. I'm sorry, right here. 100 damage Bench Knight. Oh yeah. And given how this is worded, 1 fire energy will still work for this. Is 100 damage to bench going to do something awesome? Yes! Malamar Kill! It will 2-shot tag teams if you have something like a stadium that helps weaken them up. So, it's going to take a few turns, but that damage could add up. Better once do it to a Cheese Master. Keep that stadium alive. Let's see, what's it called? Try to punch it alive, and that's just going to really allow you to punish tag team decks. Any decks in general. Alright, and here's the good one. 80 damage! And if the defending Pokemon is a basic, like a tag team, they can't attack you. So they're going to have to burn a lot of switches, or Yeah, they're gonna burn a lot of switches to get through it. And this is the one prize card. You can definitely recycle this. You have time. You're in the fun zone for sure. You get a 3. This is a card that's got some love to it, man. Yeah. I'm gonna look forward to you. Hopefully you're in the theme shop, buddy. All right, let's take a look. Yo! Takes up a bench space. What's it do? It's like a max repel or half an escape rope. You can have your opponent switch their Pokemon. They choose. But sometimes, you know how an escape rope has won you the game or you've lost to it? It can do some of that stuff. I don't really think it's worth the bench space and deck space. I'm going to give you a 1, but hey, man, it could definitely win you the game one day. So that's why it's a 1. Maybe useful, not worth the deck space. You also can never deck out with this card, because once you play it, it goes back to the bottom of your deck. So, hey, no decking out. If they're mill decks, then you can do this and counter that. Okay, so it's like a Mew that you may never play. All right, moving on. Where we're going to play. 0 cards. Just skip through it. Black Kyurem, not a 0 card. Let's take a look. 130 HP, dies one shot to a tag team. Even a Choice Soldier will not keep it alive against, well, I guess it would against water or some of the, like Zekrom. All right, but barely. All right, so what do? If you have a Stadium play, easy. That's 200 damage. 2-shot. Too expensive for a 2-shot KO. Really darn expensive. You get a 2 because your numbers are barely good enough, but you would be very boring to play. I wouldn't really want to touch you here. All right, here we go. Wishy-washy. All right. HP is perfectly where against only a Charizard that would die. Every other tag team, it survives almost 2 shots. Except the strongest, which is very few. Then it would be a Choice Man. And it would for sure live 2 turns with a Choice Helmet. Choice Helmet there. Now let's take a look at its ability. If it's hurt, you can flip a coin at the end of your opponent's turn. And it goes back to your deck. So you lose no energies, you don't give up 1 prize card. Even though it's worth 1 prize card, its HP is absurdly good for just a basic 1 prize card Pokemon. And its energies, perfect. Why spend extra damage to do 2 hit? Well, against a tag team, it does 1-shot non-tag teams pretty easily though. So you get that. But this is a 2-hit. Perfect. And energy bonus, Blastoise. Get this thing going, and then I think it just wins trade battles. Yeah, you can heal it up if it survives. You can just Blastoise out another one easily. And 1-shot Giratina. I like you. It's hard between a 3 and a 4. I'm going to be safe and give it a 3, but I do like it a lot. I do like this. All right, here we go. Wishy-washy GX. Now, this looks pretty bad on paper because what in the world? Why is this HP so crippled for a GX? And its damage, it has water's energy bonus there, but you cannot use bench space to help this out because the scaling is 20 damage for every Wishy-washy or Wishy-washy GX. Now, there's only one other Wishy-washy you want to play this, and it's the one that boosts your damage and HP, which brings his HP into a 2-hit range and brings his damage into a 2-hit range. So as long as you're not getting 1-shotted, you should be fine. You should take 2 turns to get this up. And let me see, since this is it could be anything, I would use Tapu Koko GX to get this lightning energies on here. Because you can only fight with 3 of these, right? Yeah, Tapu Koko GX is not going to stay on your bench. So, even though it only works with 1 deal, it's easy to set up. You can make this deck and figure out the deck template. Wishy-washy, the one that improves HP and damage, and Tapu Koko. And it's going to be a 2-hit deck. Yeah, very generic. Combo is very simple to do. Its GX helps you set up that pretty much get you the bench damage where you can do where you can have the HP and damage to do this. So I'm gonna give you a 3. You're very doable. You're not gonna give me a headache. You might be fun for one of the few matches. I might play you again if you're really that good at setting up. So easy, simple deck, simple to do. I like it. This is good. All right, moving on. Aquarded, you get a 0, buddy. You're a waste of an excellent artist's skill. You get a 1. You get a 1 here. You do 20 damage for every lightning energy on your Pokemon. Which Zekrom's like, hey, buddy, here's lots of lightning energy. So is Tapu Koko GX. I'm sorry, the Prism Star. So this is a 2-hit. It is going to cost a bit of energies to do this. I'm sorry, deck space to do this. Energies can be easy, and it functions as a 2-hitter, or something to finish off a Pokemon that is 1 prize. Would you actually do this over a Zapdos? No, I think Zapdos is just much more fluid in your deck. Just stick with Zapdos. Yeah, so the deck space, the evolution, the requirements that you need lots of energy is just not as good as Zapdos. So you get a 1, buddy, even though you do seem pretty good. Moving on, the Magneton. Yeah, alright, so this is gonna be pretty darn awesome. Here we go. Ability. You have to evolve it, but you can define 3 supporters. Put them into your hand. Why would you need 3 supporters when you need to play 1 per turn? Hat Ladies. You basically, if you have 1 of the Hat Ladies in your hand, this will get you another 4, 3, and you will, for 1 prize card, get a ton of energies onto your GX. And that might actually work. Venus will work. Ah, Hat Lady Venusaur! And then this extra supporters can help. Maybe things help it keep it alive. I have to upgrade the Venusaur just a little bit. You are giving up prize, but you're getting up lots of energy. So it's safer than Electro, but you have to build your deck very weird. Because you're going to have like 80 energies for this thing to work. So, yeah, there is... Basically, it's just a component for Hat Ladies. I'm going to give you 3 to a 4. I'm going to give you a 4 right now. I think this will help the Hat Ladies kick off. And the Hat Ladies, I think, are, I don't know, they're pretty recent. They may stick around for another expansion. Maybe. That's a tough call. Either way, I think I like you. You make the Hat Ladies work, and you're going to open a lot of doors for me. I'll be looking forward to working with you, sir. Jolteon, what do? All your evolution GXs take 1 energy less to attack. Great! Is this going to be helpful for a particular one? Yes, Jolteon GX. Gosh, Jolteon is probably the best benefit. Yeah, the best one that benefits from all this, except for Vaporeon. So, this here, it's an energy bonus. It makes your other Pokemon's attack for 1 less energies. Your evolutions. However... Gosh, it does take time to set up. It only really clicks with one other, with the Jolteon there. So, we'll see. I'll just have to... You're more of a component. I just have to try you out to see how good you are. It's not a card that is played. It's just a support. So, you can't really rank you. And I would definitely be trying to look back on this. But so far, I'm already going to tell you, I don't think it's going to change the game. It's not a game changer much. Not like Vaporeon. But alright, moving on. We're going to see Lantern! This thing is... I know there's a combo with Apom, a monkey coming forward. But this is not worth your bench space setting up. Basically, you look at the next opponent card, and then you put it back. And when you have the Ambipom, you can choose to put it at the bottom of their deck. Still, the next card is up to chance. So basically by itself is useless, and with another bench space card, it's just gonna be a waste. Totally waste the bench space. We're gonna move on to this. It's a 0. Both of these mouses, the 0s. Sorry, you should be using trainers or something to help you set these up. Their abilities, their damage, they don't have. This one doesn't have any utility. It's a 0. All right, here we go. Solgaleo and Lunala with Lily. All right, both of these Alolan legendaries to 1-0. No, this is a great card. Here we go, 270. It's attack team. 4 energies. Hey, man, you fit perfectly into the Malamar Giratina system. We don't care. You one-shot every GX that's not attack team. Great. That's Charizard's damage right there. We know he blew up the scene there when he came into play, but you only one-shot, 2-shot non-attack teams. That's okay. So, Live Nagalis, if you play Lily's best effort, which is a draw supporter, the next turn, you cannot be harmed by anything. 3 energies, great damage, gives you a free turn. Your opponent can do nothing. It is truly perfect immunity. There's no way to stop this in Standard. You got Pokemon Ranger and Expanded. So, overall, I like this. It is a support. It is a side grade to the popular Malamar Giratina deck. It has a place there. I want to give it a 4 out of 5 because I wouldn't mind putting one of those into my decks. Yeah, all right. So, pretty decent. All right, Confident Wheezing. Now, you're not going to know how good this is or how good it can be unless you know what Roxy does. Here's what Roxy does. It's a supporter. 1 per turn. You destroy up to 2 Pokemons, and every of those 2 Pokemons that go into discard, you get 3 cards. So it's a draw supporter, but you must sacrifice Pokemon. And if you sacrifice these things, your opponent takes 10 damage. All their Pokemon takes 10 damage. And this helps things like the Decidueye. This helps 2-shot decks become actually 2-shot decks. Or almost 2-shot decks become 2-shot decks. So, if Roxy turns out to be very consistent, and you could use it with a lot of decks, it'll be awesome. But I don't think that's going to be the case. Because these are dead useless without Zoxies. You don't want to fight with these. You can only fight with them with Psychic. So, yeah. I don't expect Roxy to be consistent, but it was consistent enough. This would be like a 5 out of 5. It was consistent. But I think either is to go down to a 1 where it may be useful in somewhere in one of the decks, or it can be very good. It's one of those two. We just have to try it out, but I expect it more to be on the 1 side. Consistency, you draw this card, it's not going to be useful with one of the 4 rocks, without Roxy, basically much. So, there's a big consistency issue in how this thing functions. Here we go, Xatu. Even some pros are excited about this. What's due? Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent Pokemon, even their tag team, only has 10 HP left. And the fact you can follow it up with a Shrine of Punishment gives you a 1-shot kill in tag teams. So you only need to pull this off twice against a tag team, and they're instant kills too. So yeah, you got potential. You got a lot of potential. I would give you 4. You definitely have 4 or 5 against a tag team, but against a non-GX deck, it would go down to 1. Now, what I'm left out in the explanation is there's going to be a supporter, which automatically forces us to be heads. And I can see with Valimar, with maybe some extra Silverlight to help you draw, with maybe the Giratina system, yeah, you can get this going. So you fight, Giratina deals with everything else, you use this to fight against a non-tag team. There's a bit of consistency issue because the energies, you absolutely have to have one of those special supporters I'm talking about, and it will hurt the consistency of the deck, keeping it down. But if you were fighting against tag teams, it would be great. It would be fantastic. When you're not fighting against tag teams, this would suck. Alright, so, it's still 1 shot. I'm going to give you a 3. Fun factor to you. And that'll be, we'll find some tag teams in the batches. So, moving on. Let me see. Moving on. Gallade. I kind of forgot what you do. Stage 2. 160 HP. Yeah, with Choice, man. I mean, Choice. Helmet. It's Helmet now, man. You trade evenly with a tag team GX. Here we go. It's now both the Fighting and Psychic, which means Fighting Pokemons can boost their damage easily into a 1-shot range. Either with the Stadium, either with Diancie. Probably Diancie is going to be your best choice. And 2 energies. Welder. Great. Then you get to keep an energy by moving on to your bench Pokemon. Alright. Stage 2, it's holding it back. But your pseudo 1 prize tag team GX, you're going to work. You're not anything too special. You should get a 2 for being boring, but your numbers are better than normal. You have very good thinners going for you, like Mysterious Treasure. I would play you. We're going to give you a 3 out of 5. Alright, here we go. Dust Bowl, Dusclops, Dusknoir. Now, the good thing about this, it basically evolves itself for almost free. You have to discard a whopping 3 cards from your hand to instantly evolve, which is great because you can get Dusknoir out easily, and you can replenish those cards with the new Silverlight GX that we're going to see in a bit. So, it's not too much of a penalty, and you're getting free draws out of that. Alright, so it's like playing a very expensive Ultra Ball, but what is this new card you can use? Now, expanded, hey man. Past Dusknoirs were great. Actually, this one in the theme shop. I forgot how good that one was, too. But let's talk about this Dusknoir anyways. 160 HP! You can, with a Choice Helmet, trade evenly with a tag team. The problem is your damage, base damage is a little low. 60, and the next turn, 120. Which is still a 3-shot. And it's going to need help for its nice energy cost to get into a 2-shot range. But man, Aegislash. Aegislash is a better value of this. But when it dies, you get to do 4 damage as well. Okay. Overall, it's a stage 2. It's eating up a lot of deck space. Your setup rate is really, really hard. This is asking for a lot of cards to being an okay card. We're going to give it a... God. I feel like this one might give me quite a headache. I'm just going to give it 2. even though with with everything here, with everything supporting it, hey man, it's got some love to it. I feel love to it. I'm gonna give you a 3. Oh, I feel I'm gonna have a bit of a hard time with you. So, moving on, Dust Noir, you're okay. All right, let me see, Rotom. Is there anything good about this one? Not really. Psychic Pokemons don't need energy bonus. They got Malamars. Moving on. They got the Prism Star Lunala. Let's take a look at Woobat and Swoobat. All right, now this is interesting. Here we go. Stage 1, easy. 1 energy, 90 damage to your opponent's. Let's see. Your opponent chooses Pokemon. They can choose their bench Pokemon. They can choose the active Pokemon. But the value of 90 is a 3-hit on a GX. It can be anywhere. They can choose. And it's a lot where, yeah, it's pretty good. I feel like I think I can win a game with it. But your opponent makes all the decisions, which is tough. Benefit you get is this is a lot of damage for 1 energy. So, well, you're tempting, but we're actually trying you out. I feel like I might get disappointed. For now, we're gonna give you 1 because the fact that your opponent's making decisions is making it really tough here. All right, here we go. Next up, Golurk. Ooh, HP can give you a choice helmet and you trade against a tag team easily. 160, yeah, but the condition, you can't have a supporter in a discard pile pretty much in your deck. Otherwise, this attack does nothing. Can you build a deck completely with your bench Pokemons, with your items to make this work? Definitely expand it. In standard, it might be a little hard. You can't welder with this. I think you have to like Malamar or something to get energies going. Once you get 2 Malamars, awesome. But having to set up Malamar and Golurk is going to make this rough. I think you will give me a bit of a headache, but you definitely can be useful. I'm going to give you 3. It'll be a fun puzzle to figure out if I can make this thing work. You're going to be like a 2-shot like everything else, but if it works decently, oh man, you definitely be pretty high on the list. All right, moving on here. Dragogan. If your opponent is poisoned, and there's no way to do it easily in standard, it would be a 1-shot on a tag team if they don't retreat. Yeah, because they take 10 damage this turn, 10 damage at the end of their turn, and then pretty much if they don't retreat, it is absolutely a kill. The thing is, I think Buck would do this better, because you don't have this condition of making them poison. You have to set it up, you have to poison them, and then with Koga, oh man, you don't want to burn a supporter or just Koga. You're gonna have to draw. You're gonna lose these every single turn, so this is where I would give this a 1. Because I don't want to spend time trying to make this work. You're asking for too much out of me at this one here. Alright, Shrivnet is a bad Giratina. Until Giratina goes away, you would not want to use this card. Actually, the 1 damage less that's keeping it from a 2-shot. You know what? We'll give you a 0 here. We got Giratina. We don't want to even play you. Moving on, Orcoil GX. Yes, finally some help for non-GX deck with you need a GX Pokemon to help out. Okay, so when one of your Pokemon dies, you get 3 extra cards, and you can't stack this. Otherwise, that would be very broken. So again, if you're using tag teams, why use this? You just use Cheese Master. But if you're using non-GXs and maybe even normal GXs, that's up to 2 Pokemon times you can trigger with a GX, so that doesn't seem like much. But a non-GX can trigger it up to 5 times. And if you're using dolls, which we'll talk about what those are later, and it can be a lot more. So, you could easily work with Mysterious Treasure. With the non-GX deck, I feel like I'm going to get some very good value out of this. And it will be worth the bench space. It's all completely under your opponent's control, but still, the amount of card draws, man, you could definitely got potential on you. I'm going to give you a 4 for a non-GX deck. I think you got some room here, man. Orcoil, I think we'll be seeing you soon, Peacock Master. All right, Mimikyu. All right, these always is something interesting, but this one is a 1. It doesn't copy your opponent's attacks, doesn't do any of that. All you have, I think this one is the one that does it. Probably a different one that we already have. So you can basically get to use another supporter during your turn, which I think 1's good enough. It's okay. You probably should be trying to fight with your Pokemon instead of charging this at the energies. When you get a 1, you very barely find a way to use you. Moving on, Mimikyu. Hey Mewtwo, I'm here to ruin your life. If you have this all players GX Pokemons have no abilities as long as they're hurt, I think. Yeah, they're hurt. There we go. You hit a Mewtwo once, you have this on your bench. It can't fight, it can't attack. Here's how to ruin the best GX Pokemon's day. Perfect! You have a very powerful niche, just because how prominent Mewtwo is. Get a 4. You get a 4 because I would put you in most of my decks if Mewtwo was everywhere, which it's almost everywhere. Move on, Dealt Buys. You get a 0. You need more numbers, buddy. The Cosmog. No, this is the big one here. Lunala and Solgaleo. They have a combo together, so you can't quite see the full combo until you see what Solgaleo does. So here we go, 160. 2-hit. Can trade evenly with a tag team. With 130, yeah, just a little bit of help. You can definitely get a 2-hit out of this. And it self-charges, as long as you have the Solgaleo. Oh gosh, 2 stage 2s. That's a lot of cards to set up. And then you have, you have a Pseudo GX Tag Team GX Pokemon. Great! The thing is, it's a stage 2, and it doesn't really kick off until you get both 2 stage 2s at once, and that's asking for a lot. The headache factor radar is going off and make this work, so I'm gonna give this a 2 here. Even with Solgaleo helping it out, which reduces damage done by 50 damage. I think I did some math on this. It actually might live 3 turns if you have this, which would be pretty decent. I'll upgrade you. I'm interested in you, but I feel like the setup is gonna be a headache. 2 stages. We'll stick with a 2, buddy. We'll stick with a 2. Alright, Marshadow. You have Mimikyu. Deal. Choose one of your opponent's attack and use it. Ah, we have Mimikyu. Why do we need you? Mimikyu got a rotator or something. Alright. Hey! You can copy a 160 damage attack off a tag team. 2-shot it. And you only trading 1 prize card. Definitely has value. Worth it in Malamar decks. I like it. I'm gonna give you a 4 out of 5. Love you. Alright, Bliss. Might be a 5. You might go into all those Malamar decks. There's the potential be there. We're gonna leave it up. Leave it there. Bliss Cephalon. Alright. Let me see, who has 3 prize cards? If your opponent took down a tag team, okay, maybe you're using Psychic GXs like that Solgaleo Lunala tag team, then you can put 12 damage counters wherever you want. However you want to. Might not be so bad. This would be a very situational card, but still, I wouldn't mind putting it in my Psychic decks. It seems pretty good. Yeah, kind of like a mini Buzzwole. Fighting Buzzwole. I like it. I'll give you 4 out of 5. I'm tempted. Hopefully, I don't forget about you when I start making decks next week. Moving on. Let me see. There we go. Here we go. Flygon. Let's take a look. 240 HP. Good enough. Ability. Any damage done is reduced by 30. Now, with a Choice Helmet, this lives 3 turns against most tag teams. 3 freaking turns. They're gonna have so much problems taking this out because it's gonna stay alive a little too long while you can one-shot them. Here's how it works. If you have a City in play, it does 120 damage. If you have Diancie, actually the total damage is 240. Let's start from there. 240. The Stadium will boost up to 250, and Diancie will boost it up to 270. That's a one-shot. You perfectly one-shot a tag team Charizard. Charizard has to 2-hit you because it's got a little bonus damage. But again, if you're not a Charizard tag team, you would do 3 hits. So 2 to 3 hits. Its survival rate is good. It's one-shotting. You can use the new blue and red supporter to set this up. It is great. And there's a Keldeo coming around. You can one-shot it with this. You're a good stage 2 GX. 4 to a 5, man. What's keeping you out of 5 range is, I think, the stage 2, the fact that you need red at the right time. There's gonna be a bit of a consistency issue, but I like this not. The numbers are very, very well tuned. I love it. Much better than Vileplume. Moving on, we're gonna take a look at Armaldo. You're gonna 0. Need some more damage here, buddy. You're also a fossil. Hang on. Wait, hang on. Nope. Take it back. I took it all back. I finally remembered. Ancient Blast. There's 50 damage for every unidentified fossil in your discard. Okay. We can use the NC to boost you up to 240. We can use Stadium to 250. But then you need the Stadium to set up, so you can't use the Stadium. And is this only a 2-shot? I mean, I can welder you up. And I have to use a certain Stadium that ends my turn if I want to set up for every model I set up. This is looking like it's asking too much out of me. Basically, there's a Stadium that lets you set up this up, but your turn ends. And I don't think I can do that too many times while getting the full value of another fossil. Which you need at least 2 in the discard to make it for a 2-shot. And you're a stage 2. I'm going to give you a 1. You look like too much of a headache to set up. You know what? You deserve a 2 because your numbers are there. But the setup, I don't want to just deal with that. Groundon! Alright. Fighting energy bonus, finally! A little expensive for this though, but here we go. 1 energy, you choose 2 fighting energies from your hand. Okay, put into one of your Pokemon. Not bad. Certainly very easy to do. You just need 1 energy and a bunch of fighting energy hands. And it helps you set up. You get a 1. You get a 1. You're not bad, but I think with the new Magneton, with Hat Ladies, we don't really need to go with you to set up. So, we'll leave it be right there. Alright, here we go. Drillbur. I'll keep an eye on you, for sure. I think you might... That's 1. You might come up useful as an energy bonus somewhere later in the future. Take a look at Escadrille. This card has love to it, buddy. Here we go. 140 HP, Choice Helmet. Against the Charizard, you're not going to live 1 shot, but against most tag teams, you will survive 2 turns. Like a Blastoise or something. Venusaur, you might have weakness there. So for 1 energy, you get a 2-shot. The NC, that is definitely a 2-shot. And it's going to self-mill itself, but later on, you'll get the 11th Tower Tackle, which does still a 2-shot. Why? And there's no way to boost this to a 1-shot, is there? Nah, you're asking too much to boost this for a 1-shot. Basically, it's a 2-shot for a very efficient 2-shot. And if you're going against the right opponent, that you're basically a pseudo tag team GX. Easy to set up, great energy cost. You might be on the fun side. I'm going to give you a 3. Technically doable, probably won't be too great, but you're much more doable than other stuff that we've seen. Alright, Seismitel. Oh my gosh, that energy cost. And the condition is, if for every bench Pokemon that's wounded, you get 30 more damage. And if you're setting this up and you're hurting yourself, even that, you're kind of really undoing what Choice Helmet's going to do. You need to welder this. You're expensive. You might work with a triple color support 2-shot. Alright, there are a lot of 2-shot. Basically, you live 2 turns, you trade 2 turns. And this is a little expensive to do. There is a very nice effect where you can look at you can put whatever card you want at the top of your deck. But I don't think that's going to be enough to help it out. It's certainly helpful that's the stage 2. But overall, I think it's going to be more headache than fun. We'll give you a 2. We'll give you a 2 here. Stage 2s, they got to be really fluid, man. Throw! Alright. If any of your bench Pokemon's wounded, which Spiritomb, this is not a condition, this is easy. You get a 2-shot. How are you going to pay this last energy card? Prison Star Tapu Koko. That's going to help you pay for 2 of them at least. And you probably should pay... Yeah. You're a 2-shot with a choice, man. You're only going to live 1 turn. You might be okay. You're not too special. You're doable. You might trade as a 1-prize 2-hitter. Like after you use the tag team, I'll use you to finish the Pokemon off. You get a 1. We might not even see you. Let's see how good would you be with Spiritomb. You can make a boring throw deck, but it's going to be enough to be doable. I'm going to give you a 2. Boring, but doable. Alright, Pangoro. 0. Alright, thank you. Moving on. Crabominable. I almost want to give you a 0. But we'll give you a 2. Here's what it is. 240 HP, but with its ability, it's trading evenly against most tag teams. Give it a choice helmet, it will live 2 turns. Now, fighting energy bonus kind of sucks, but you have the new red and blue. And as long as a water energy to it, and you have another energy in hand, yeah, you are a pseudo tag team GX. which is great. With Silhouette, I definitely can see this working. You be born? You might not actually be that born. Yeah, we can do it. We can do it. I'm gonna give you 3. I see it. I see it with red and blue, with Silhouette. We can do this. You're just a simple 2-shot. I like the other stuff there, but you work. We'll give you a 3 out of 5 here. All right, Lycanroc. All right, let's talk about this. 120 HP, you're gonna die in 1 turn. Choice Band Helmet's not gonna help you. Free! If they're using a tag team, you get to use all your tags for free, which is a 4-shot. Yeah, that's low. Barely any tag teams use any special energies at all. This condition's not gonna kick in the standard meta. In expanded, maybe, but you're still 2-shot. You're not that. Well, yeah. You can triple color this up, but your damage is gonna be. You're gonna be useless in standard. I don't know too much about expanded. It's just much more buster cards than expanded. We'll give you 1 here, even though you kind of look like you had some potential in there. But we're gonna give you 1 because your damage is too low here. Let's move on. Palisand. Alrighty then. You see, I could red and blue you up. You have a 2-shot, you're expensive, and you're kill my own Pokemon. I'm gonna give you 1. You should have been a 2, but I don't think there are other 2s there that don't kill itself. And basically, you can trade against tag teams, but you're expensive and you hurt your own Pokemons. Yeah, there's not really a way to block that, at least in standard. So we probably should just forget you exist and put you in the 0 category. Moving on, Alolan Persian. Ability, immunity. Your opponent's tag teams can't hurt it. Their Ultra Beasts can't hurt it. And Pokemon's with special energies, which is not going to apply in standard that often. Can't hurt it. Man, in expanded, this would be a 5 out of 5. But in standard, 4 out of 5. Because the fact that you exist against a tag team opponent's deck, they will have their whole strategy is going to be very, very screwed. It's like Keldeo. Immunity to GX, but for the dark teams, yeah, energy cost, decent damage is a 3-shot against a tag team. But when you have such a game-changing ability, that ability itself, given decent stats, is going to give you a 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. Because you will ruin those tag team GXs so hard. Does this work against EXs as well? Nah. Okay, that's going to help. That's going to hurt a bit. But immunity effects against the most popular cards, I will give you a 5 out of 5. I will put you most of my dark decks just to screw people over. Damage is okay. It's a 3-shot, unfortunately. Man, Choice Band, and I think there's a new Choice Band coming out somewhere sometime soon to get it to a 2-shot. Then it would really kick up. All right, still immunity. I'll give you the 5 when you get that bonus damage easily somewhere. But for now, we'll give you the 4 because I don't like 3 shots. Moving on, Alolan Muck, 0. Thank you. Absol, 0. Ponard, 0. Bam! Give these guys some more numbers. Guzzlord, 120. Good HP. Choice Helmet, yeah, you'll live against tag teams for, well, except a Charizard. But still, let me see. If Pokemon gets knocked out, you take an extra prize card. Great effect. Damage is kind of low. It's a 2-hit. Still needs helps against tag team. You do have Weevil to keep it going for maybe 2 turns, but it needs a little bit more damage too. Really help with this. I believe there's a Tyranitar that kind of just does the same effect for even more damage. We'll give you 1 just because Tyranitar exists and can do things. But your HP is and damage is an okay number. HP is nice. Damage just needs to be a little bit more to be good. But I know I can weave you up here, so we'll keep you in the dark. 1, you get a 1 for now. Your energy cost is expensive until I can figure out a great, easy way to boost your damage by 10. I don't want to depend on Wheezing Cough about to do it. Yeah, you'll be a bit okay. Really wish I could change my mind. Let's move on here. All right, Alolan Sandslash, free attack, 30. Flip a coin of heads, you're immune. Too bad Trick Coin and Victini's out. Otherwise, this thing would be a little bit higher. All right, HP, you're gonna die in 1 turn. You a 2-shot. You're boring. You're gonna get a 1. I'm not even gonna play. You need more HP for me to well, you're. We could use Melmetal's GX to bump you up. We could use a plate. It's still asking a lot with this energy cost. You would be very boring to do. We'll give you 1 here to move on. Technically, you deserve it 2 because your numbers are doable. Moving on, Steelix. I still like it much. Steelix, are you good? Okay, I see a welder that I can use to boost you up. For every Pokemon I discard that has a retreat of 4, which Onix and Steelix has, and other lots of other cards, you have Pokemaniac to get you these. You can get a one-shot. As long as you're one-shotting 2 tag teams, you're going to win the game. That's a very specific condition. If you're going against the non-tag teams, it's going to be really hard to keep this going. Yeah, because if you're weldering every turn, how are you going to get lots of big retreat cards into your hand? I think the scaling is low. I think it's going to be hard to set up. You need a lot of cards. It's going to give me a headache. I'm going to give you a 1. The headache sensors is pretty high in this one here. Your scaling is asking for me to set up a lot of cards in my hand just to get that one shot. Yeah, I think it's just not going to be really unfeasible. I'm moving on. 0! Need more numbers! Solgaleo, the missing component to the Lunala. Lunala has energy bonus. This thing is a shielding. I've already talked about it, but one Lunala. It shields 50 damage off your Lunalas and Solgaleos. And with Choice Band, you can squeeze yourself into a 3-hitch, which would be awesome. So your Pseudo GX Pokemon, Pseudo Tactic GX Pokemon, you wouldn't really want to fight with this because this is still a 2-shot against a tag team. Doesn't really one-shot most tag teams except maybe Cheese Master, and you're losing energies here too. So overall, like I said earlier, setting up the 2 tag teams, 2 stage 2s, looks really hard. You have a high headache value to you. But technically you're doable. 2 out of 5. I'm changing my score to a 2 out of 5. Headache value, man. Togepi, Cleffa, Igglybuff, tag team. You need 3 babies to make up for being 2 legendaries. Alright, so let's see. 3 energies, a very generic 2-hit. Sometimes you get a failure rate of being a 3-hit. Not looking good, but it's GX here. Take another turn after 1. That's good! Another turn to set up, another turn to add energies, another turn to be repaired. But you're stuck with a 2-hitter. It is pretty good. It's not that amazing. The special bonus is that you're not gonna do, except if you really tried hard for it, is with 14 extra fairy energies. I only put 11 energies in my deck, so 14 is asking for a lot. And it all has to be on this card. Holy cow. But if you did that, your opponent shuffles all their bench Pokemons. Yes, and then with the turn after it, you have to KO the Pokemon following after. And if this thing has all the energies on you, that's just not going to happen. But you technically, in a very, very, very weird situation, win the whole game with a Supreme Puff GX combo. That's why it's just so expensive to do this. Yeah. I think we might be able to pull this off once it's expanded, but it's just not going to be feasible to win the game too much with this here. Overall, it's not too bad. It's a 2-shotter that helps you set up the game. I'm going to give you a 3 out of 5. Just because of how Supreme Puff works, how the extra turns gets the ball rolling and gets you pretty much a 2-shot. Rolling into a 2-shot with Gardevoir. Yeah, you have all this nasty Gardevoir text that can help out with this too. So, I like it. It's not that great, but still very doable. We're going to give you a 3 out of 5. Clefairy! Interesting effect. Using this with a triple colorless energy, you get a 4/5 shot. Which sucks, but basically these are free attacks. Everything goes back to your hand, and you have to leave a Clefairy doll out, which basically your opponent cannot do any damage to you next turn. The thing is, you need damage to win the game. That's holding this back a lot. A lot. Which is why you're going to get a 1. As you need damage to make things work here. Am I losing my voice? I hope not. Alright, Alolan Ninetales. Free attack. For every Poketool in your discard pile, you need 10 damage. So, 13 Poketools? Maybe with Battle Compressor? Yeah, you could actually get this into a 2-shot easily. You only live 1 turn, but when you don't have to worry about energies in your deck, yeah, it's not so bad. I think it's going to be average, though. The whole combo is going to work towards you to being an average deck. Can you get 20s, have your deck of Poké Tools, and discard fast? In Expanded, absolutely. In Expanded, there's a very, very, very slight chance we might get you upgraded to a 3 or 4. I want to try it. I'm definitely tempted to do this. You at least a 3 in Expanded for a 0 in Standard, because it's just looks really hard to do. I mean, I can use Cheese Masters. There's lots of supporters that can help you get discard, like maybe, let's see, Hapu, Sightseer, but in Expanded, you get Battle Compressor, you get Sycamore. This should be an easy thing to get going on here. Overall, you get a 3 in Expanded, you get a 1 in Standard. Because I don't see this working in Standard. Even with even getting the Rotom stuff going is hard. Jeez. All right, moving on. Azuru. Nope. 0, right? Oh, baby. Yeah, you get a 0. Whimsicott and Whimsicott. I'm sorry, Cottony. They're basically Lost March cards. They're expensive in that they need extra energy instead of a grass. But what they really do, I think the combo everyone's talking about is that with Whimsicott GX, with the memory energy and another energy, probably, yeah, you could have a very hard-hitting. No, you still just get a 2-hit value out of this. Yeah, allows Whimsicott to do a 2-shot. Very rarely a 1-shot. I don't think this is gonna change Lost March too much. I'm gonna give you 2. I do not think it will affect Lost March, but we're gonna try it anyways because it seems interesting. Yeah. It does allow you to conserve energies. I mean, your Whimsicott would last much longer than the 1-hit KO jump low. So we'll try it out. Overall, it looks like I'm gonna get average results, even though the best value. You're still 2-shotting tag teams. All right, moving on. Florges, Banded and Expanded. Every time you evolve these things, your opponent loses a card off their hand, which can really break them. Let me see, it's random. Yep, they don't choose, it is random. So at a really bad time, this could really screw your opponent up. It's eating up, however, a lot of bench space, a lot of setup. You're gonna need to find some way to charge up your Pokemons with this eating up your bench space, and you're not fighting with this. The damage is pretty low and inconsistent. So I think this is a 1, because what you're giving up to do this is a lot of space, a lot of time, a lot of setup value. I don't like it. I don't like it in Standard. And you've already been banned and expanded, so enough that. We're gonna move on. Almost there, Donald. Come on. Zeros. 0. If your opponent, let's see, has played a tag team supporter, this attack is 80 more. That's not gonna be consistent. 0. Oh, yes, here we go. Dragon Tag Team. 180 HP, a little bit better than average. You need water and metal. Easy to do. And 150 damage. Search your deck for 3 energies. Put it on any way you like. Zekrum's attack almost exactly. Energy bonus, 2-shot. That's good value there. And dragons do have a lot of attacks to support them. Especially deck tenders like a Mysterious Treasure. Yes, and you got Altaria for the damage. Well, you don't need Altaria here. Alright, Alter Creation for the rest of the game. All your Pokemons. Or Metal Energy. Do 30 more damage. And man, this would help so many decks out because it improves maybe the 2 shots into a 1-shot, or a 3-shot into a 2-shot. So the problem is you're stuck with this being metal, and you have to do like a Rainbow Energy or do something to get there. So open with this up, retreat, fight with your other Pokemon. It sounds okay, but I think it's gonna be clunky. This, however, does help your numbers a lot if you were able to use it with a lot of your other decks. But here you're just stuck with your metal decks. And maybe water decks. So I'm gonna give you a 4 out of 5. The energy bonus here is putting you into the Zekrom value. Zekrom. So you're like a Dragon Zekrom, and Zekrom's good. We will give you a 4 out of 5 here. Moving on. I'm not gonna talk about the extra effect. I think switching out your opponent can easily remove the second effect with the switches, unless I'm reading the translation long, and this thing lasts all game long. Which I don't think it does. Alright, here we go. Reshiram and Zekrom. All right, you got rid of a Charizard. You got another legendary here. Let's take a look. 2 energies, fire and lightning. Hey man, welder compatible. Okay, so discard any combinations of fire, lightning energies off your bench Pokemon. Hello, Naganadel. And it does 90 more damage each every way. And let's see, up to 3, right? So your damage is base damage is 270, which one-shots most tag teams. This combo is easy to do because the Mysterious Treasure is helping up your entire team. You one-shot tag teams easily with this combo. I think the setup is going to be very low, the headache value. One-shots, man, I'm going to give you a 4 to 5 out of time because you make those tag teams scared out of their pants. You got Altaria to boost it up. I don't think you have time. Well, you might set one Altaria out. You might help Weezing to help you out to make sure those are one-shots. You don't need help with damage, but again, something, say, maybe this here that you might. All right, so this here, you're one-shotting tag teams. You're one-shotting tag teams. This combo looks consistent. 4 to a 5 out of 5. I can't tell. I see the combo is easy, man. I'm going to give you a 5 here. 5. And what does your GX do? 70 damage to one of the bench? Is this kind of just like a recycled Zekrom? You're like a recycled Zekrom. That's fine. Zekrom's good. I'm sorry, Zekrom. Basically, yeah, you're like Zekrom and Pikachu. Except a little... Alright, moving on. Maybe I'm thinking so. I'm getting confused with these two here. So, it's good. It's one-shotting tag teams. Okay, moving on. We're not gonna deal with Guzzlord. Man, dragons are not letting me down with their tag teams. 3 of them in one expansion. Gluttony! Big HP! You can discard a Pokemon in your hand and heal 60. What does this do? It pushes what normally would be a 2-hit to kill it into a 3-hit. You live an extra turn. That is big. That is Heliolus big. Moving on. 2-shot for reasonable value. Hey man, you're an Ultra Beast tag team. We can let me see. How would you charge yourself? Easy Psychic is easy to do. Malamar. Dark. Hey, you got Weevil here, man. And it's a straight 2-hit. So trading wise, number value, you're excellent. Excellent. What does your GX do? Flip over your prize cards. Hey man, Town map was very excellent, must-have items in Expanded. And this here gives you it back in GX because it doesn't exist in Standard anymore. And if you have an extra Psychic and an extra Dark, now I have to think more extra because is this really 3 energies? Because you can't just have a Psychic and a Dark, right? They're not. I think it's actually 3. Okay, so you take 2 prize cards. What? That's a win. That's helping me towards my win condition. I take 2 prize cards. Basically, it's killed off your Cheese Master. Now against a tag team, it does nothing because you still have to kill 2 tag teams. But man, that's not bad. 2 prize cards, you may open up another way to win. 4 to a 5 out of 5. Even Charizard's like, man, this thing takes too long to kill. You're gonna activate this effect. Let me see. Your Charizard attacks you. You activate the effect. You still need a little bit of help, I think, to live against that Charizard next attack. But against other tag teams, the way that it's trading for its energy cost, its efficiency, I want to give you a 4 to a 5 out of 5, man. You are trading. Your HP is big help. Moving on. 4 out of 5. Final verdict. Because you need a little bit of help here. And 2-shot decks are kind of slow. Okay, here we go. Droppa. You're gonna die in 1 shot. Your damage is a 2-hit. 2 basic energies is really easy to do. We got Welder, and you can just throw anything else out. And you have a GX attack we'll talk about later, which 1-shots. How am I gonna rate you? I'm gonna rate you 1 out of 5. You're gonna have some efficient. You're asking a lot, even for a fire deck, to do this here. But you can get a 1-shot with a GX attack. And we'll talk about that in a bit. We'll get back to you, okay? Remember this Droppa has the Dragon Claw attack. It has a nice 2-shot here. All right, moving on. Jangmo-o, Kamo. Let me see if this one has anything cool. If your opponent's using a GX, you can evolve this immediately. Yeah! All right, we can red and blue up for the GX here. So it has a Dragon Claw. Well, there is a Dragon Claw version of Jangmo-o. This is gonna get important later. Hang on for that, okay? And this new Komodo. So, I'm sorry. Let's go back to this card. This card can make a terrible card less terrible. You can get this out. You can get your Komodos out fast. Let me see this. I think this is terrible, isn't it? You may discard a Poké Tool, and it does a 2-shot. And that's going to be expensive to keep going for just a 2-shot. 180 damage. Okay, you can 1-shot Cheese Master, but this is a stage 2. It's asking for a lot of deck space. Energy's not so much. You still need some help, like from a Tapu Koko. It seems pretty boring. We're going to give you a 1 out of 5. We don't even want to touch you. Discarding the Poké Tool, which is a choice on what's helping you stay alive, man. So it's going to be hard to keep this thing going and set up. Should give you. You deserve a 2 because you can technically pull it off, but it's gonna be boring. I would use other Komodos. This here is the big key part. It'll help your Komodos be good. Other ones, the ones in the theme shop, I think it's okay. We'll see. There is a decent Komodo. Moving on, Ultra Necrozma. Let me see this here. Ability: your opponent, it can only attack if your opponent has 2 of your prize cards. In standard, you cannot turn this off, but in expanded, you can. Then for an easy 2 energies here with, and expanded, this here would be a 3 or 4 out of 5. You got Max Elixir, you got Malamars, you have so many easy ways to get this going. For a 2-shot, a perfect 2-shot, and you can discard energy off your opponent. You will need Silent Lab or Muck to be in play, which is fine. You get to shut off your opponent's abilities. You get a nice 2-hit for easy energy cost. HP is decent. It's not going to survive more than 1 turn against the tag team, but your setup is just going to be too good, and it will keep up. I like it. I like it. We will definitely play you an expanded for 4 out of 5 here. Megalo Bunny and Jigglypuff. Okay, first time seeing a Megalo Bunny. Alright, colorless tag team can fit anywhere. 3 energies. Well done up, man. Are you gonna be worth it against, squeezing along with a Charizard? 60 for every GX they have. Okay, GXs are popular. If it's not a GX heavy deck, that's gonna suck, man. So what they need is 2 tag team GXs. Basically, if you're going against any GX deck, you will get the 6 enough to a 2-shot. Can you get enough for a 1-shot? I think that's asking for a lot. How many do you need? Their whole bench needs to be, almost their whole bench needs to be about tag team to get that 300 damage value. So, your opponent knows this? I don't think. I'm pausing because Mewtwo, it depends a lot on Cheese Master. So if you are going against that deck, you can 1-shot Mewtwo. This would make Mewtwo very afraid to use his full power to consistently set up here. It'll make a lot of decks scared. I think you can find a lot of nice games with this. Okay, so the first deck is great. Second, here, let's see, Puff Smasher. There's Sleep. And if you have 4 extra energies, okay, it does 200 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Cheese Master's dead. Not bad. You will have a consistency issue with this here. It would fit in pretty much any deck. This is colorless. Welders could be easiest here. And it just depends what you're playing against. Some tag teams deck just don't depend too much on Cheese Masters and tag teams. I think it's going to stay mostly at a 2-shot value. It's going to be average. It's okay. We'll give you a 3 out of 5. But in some game, someday, somewhere where your opponent just has to depend a lot on their Cheese Master, you get into the 1-shot range, it would be awesome. You're going to get 3. 3 for me. You're okay. All right, EVs. There's only 1 EV that's good here. This one. Let me see. You get to, for 1 energy, you get to fill up your entire bench with EVs and EVGXs. The next turn, you evolve them all. And what it does for those EVGXs deck, that is very, very basic for those. I don't think the strategy, the whole combo overall is going to be good. EVs aren't that great. They're going to be better, but they aren't that great. They're still 2-hit KO decks. But what it does to make them more consistent is awesome. We're going to move on from that now. All right, moving on. Igglybuff. Gonna skip baby Pokemon. Have been like 0 so far. Ambipom, remember Lantern? Alright, so with Lantern, you get to look at your opponent's cards, and if you don't like it, you get to put it at the bottom of their deck. Which is still random, which eats up so much deck space. I don't think so. Don't think you want to do the combo here. Let me see if Ambipom does anything with it. That's a 0 5 man. Teddy Ursa and Ursa Ring. You look like a 2 out of 5. Wow, the energy god. You were definitely a 2 out of 5. Although your numbers are boring. 2 is boring, right? Boring, but okay. Moving on, Zangoose. Might be good. 20 damage, 2 energies, and 10 damage for every damage to the wounded. So, this is a finisher. Flexible. Can be in any deck. If you're fighting using tag teams and you want a 1 prize to come out and finish things up before it dies, this might be it. I'm gonna give you a 3 out of 5. Can't really make a full deck out of this, but as a finisher, you look like a good an assassin just to finish the job off there. So I think you have value. We'll keep an eye on you. You look good. You look good. I need to remember this card often. Zangoose, you are a 3 out of 5 as the finisher of a tag team of a combo. Moving on. Stoutland. I don't think there's anything here. Oh man. Hopefully no one saw that. Stoutland. Stoutland, what do? When it evolves, your opponent loses energy. And I think if they attack you, your opponent loses energy again. Overall, this could be very annoying. With the choice element, you'll live against most attack teams except Charizard. You're gonna need that choice element. And your damage is on the low side. You're gonna need some help from probably a certain stadium, Shrine of Punishment. Probably not Wheezing, but you're gonna definitely need some help with that damage. That's kind of low there. But you do 30 damage on your bench. It looks annoying. It looks doable. We'll give you 2. I don't think. That energy discard has a fun value, man. I'll give you a 3 out of 5. I see you might be fun. You're a little lacking. You're stage 2. I see triple colors energy working with this. And Welders. Still going to be hurting a bit for damage, though. That's the only problem here. If it did a little bit of damage, definitely a solid 3. Now we'll give you a 2. Being that you might give me quite a headache setting you up, which I see that already. Alright, Bravery. This is 0. Holy cow. You should be a 2, but this is expensive to go, man. What is this here? Yeah, this is straight 0. Oh my gosh. Beware. Hey, retreat help. Okay. It is a stage 2. It will cost you deck space, switch, and time to set this up, which is why, even though things like No Trio exist in the past, it never saw play. We'll give you 1. Switches are just much easier to do than having this here. Unless you really need it as a big part of the combos. Alright! Pancake Master! Makes pancakes. This reload. Sushi Master's back. You may draw until you have 5 cards. Which this thing on the bench itself could replace draw supporters almost completely. If you build your deck heavily with items, there's nothing penalizing items in the standard. This here, you're a new master, man. You and Oricorio, because of what it does, of how it can make your deck even more consistent, how it works with, let me see. That Pokeball, that Cherish Ball. Yeah, there we go. It is a nice, suitable alternative to Cheese Master. This Master, you look good. Not only that, you have a 2-shot right here. Well, yeah, 2-shot with a bit of help. You almost you 2-shot Zekrom, but against most tag teams, you need a little bit of help there. Damage's not bad. It's a nice finishing attack, too. It can fight. You have your opponent's an Ultra Beast, which is semi-popular. You get a free KO here. But your main ability is this. You can replace draw supports. It makes decks more consistent. You can build decks aggressively with less supporters and lots of thinners. And you can do it decently. Yeah, I like you. I think we might need you to make that Gold Arc deck work. Sushi Master, you're back. You're now this Master now, but you will 5 out of 5 because that card carried me game after game and it was big. All right, I'm looking forward big time to work with you. Let's take a look. Traders, we know we're almost at the end now. Yeah, I'm losing my voice. I can't talk anymore. Okay, Beast Type. What does this do? Ultra Beast do 10 more damage for every prize cards your opponent has taken, right? You've taken. Okay. So it starts out with doing 0 damage, right? But after your opponent takes down the tag team, takes down one Pokemon or two, it does push some Ultra Beasts from a 3-shot to a 1-shot, specifically Naganel to GX. So we'll have to go back and crunch some math. I have to go back. It just really depends which Ultra Beast this is working for. But damage boost for Ultra Beast, yes. There is a conditional deal to this. It's pretty easy because your opponent really wants to take your prize cards. But damage bonus to Ultra Beast, we'll give you this 3 out of 5. I can see this being a mandatory for certain Ultra Beast decks. Moving on. Okay, pronunciations. Bellaba and Brysonman. That is weird. I'm talking about them. What do they do? Oh, man. Supporter, dude. Supporter. You can only play once a turn and you need it for a draw, but this thing mills both players' deck. And then you can discard 3 other cards, which Silvally can help out. Let me change just my seat here. And everybody discards their bench till they only have 3. Why would I play this card? Even strategies that might be helpful. Man, this is a supporter. We're gonna skip you. You can be a 1 out of 5 until I can think of something good to do with you. All right, Chaotic Swell. When a player plays the stadium, they have to discard that stadium. And yeah, you play this, and if your opponent tries to discard it, or you try to discard it, it destroys the new stadium coming in. This is very critical for Mewtwo. Because what Mewtwo, it's critical for, it's critical for Mewtwo and Gardevoir. Stadiums in Standard are used to counter certain things. Like Fairy Charms, you would need Lysander's Lab. Or if Mewtwo had its ability shut off by, what's that? If it had its ability shut off by Power Plant, you would use this to protect yourself from again. It is a very powerful niche, protecting some of the strongest cards in the game. We're going to give you a 5 out of 5 because you will now be mandatory for Mewtwo decks and Gardevoir decks, so they can protect themselves from being, their strategies from being destroyed. So, this is a new mandatory card for very powerful decks. That's why you get a 5. Clay, you get a 0. This is a supporter. You mill your own deck. And then all the items you get to keep. But that is a lot of cards destroyed. It's like, man, I think you want to work with Esquadrille or something. But I would not play this. I would rather put Cynthia and keep those cards rather than just destroy them and keep only the items, man. That is rough. Kaitlyn and Cynthia. Alright, here we go. This looks okay. You put a supporter to this card into your hand. Maybe something good like Cynthia. Yes, anything. And then you get to draw 3 cards if you discard another card. It's okay. It is draws, get more cards, and it does help out in the next turn because you definitely have a good supporter following up. So I have to try it. I'm pausing because I think it just might be better just to play, the more of the good supporters you want. Welders, Pal Pads. If you want Cynthia, play Cynthia. Then play the item that gets you more supporters. I'm losing my mind what that card is. Some Pokegear. There we go. Which has me puzzled on this one. On one hand, it guarantees me that I get the right supporter that I want. It's Verslinger here. But I just can't play it just yet. I do get the card bonus. I need to really play test this out. This has a chance of being useful. So, I'm going to give it... I'm going to give it a 1 right now. That's a low score. You can upgrade yourself to a 3 later. Because decks, you can only play 1 support per turn, and this thing kind of still locks into the next turn, so we'll move it there. All right, Dragonium Z. Remember Drampa? So I went back and looked at what Dragon Claw can do. Basically, you want Drampa or the baby version of Komodo, Jangmo, I think. And what does that do? Any energy cost, 80 damage for every energy discard. It is a GX. Hang on, I see something here. Let me go finish this. For every energy you discard, it's 80 damage. It is a GX attack. So hey man, you get a 1-shot kill with this, which makes it worth it if you can 1-shot a tag team. Can you do it again if you use a water Pokemon? I don't think there's a water dragon. Okay, there's not a water dragon, so Alright, let's just talk about this as is. On your Komoos, which you could use any energy bonus you want, you can get one-shot with this. It's gonna kill your deck space and consistency a little bit, because, hey, you might get the Changmo, but you might not get the Stretch Godium. See? Still, they do fit on Pokemon that are kind of useful, especially that Drampa, and it's a one-shot. I will give this a 3 here. Sissy's hurting a bit, but that one shot, if you can get 4 energies on it, or 3 energies with a bit of help, I think it's going to be good. I think one-shotting, hey man, one-shotting any tag is great. It is great. Anything. Putting a one-shot in your deck, it easily beats up a lot of GX attacks. So, moving on. It's a one-shot. It's a one-time one-shot, and I like it. Erica's 1 to a 0. I guess if I was playing Gengar, I would play this. But then your opponent has a choice here, so it's only 3 cards. Typically, unless there's any reason to give your opponent's supporters, you would not want to play this. And you only get up to 3 cards. That sucks. You should get a 1 or a 0. Moving on, Great Catcher. You discard 2 cards, like an Ultra Ball. And then, this is an item too. Wow. Your opponent's bench Pokemon GX becomes active. You switch, right? 5 out of 5. New mandatory card for all decks. Fish out that Chief Master. Fish out that tag team that's running and hiding. 5 out of 5. Luckily, if you're playing non-GX heavy decks, you'll be protected from this. Man, this is an item. This could have been a supporter, and I would have given this a 5 out of 5. But now we have a consistent, easier way to pull off, drag those tag teams up to the front. Is this going to be Counter Catcher? Oh, yeah. Well, that's going to be tough. Counter Catcher is going to be used to draw. But having a new, consistent way to finish off those hiding tag teams, oh, yeah. This is going to make Pancake Master and Peacock Master a little sad, but it's okay. Moving on, Guzma and Hala. That's a strange combo there. What do I have in common? You find the stadium. Put it to your hand. Or a supporter? Jeez. Then you can discard 2 cards. And then you can find a special energy. And a Poké Tool. Those are very specific, odd things. I'm going to give you 1 because I can't think of a way to use you. A very niche and powerful way to use you. You get to stay with a 1 here. Island Amulet. Alright, this is banned and expanded because you can do something very bad with this. So, dead on arrival, but it's standard. One of your Pokemon's HP goes lowered by 100. And they take less 1 prize card. So, typically, a GX Pokemon is expected to live 2 turns. And you're making this a 1 turn. So, this is going to be expensive on your resources. You now have to charge up more Pokemon to fight. Yes, you're giving away 1 less prize card, but you need more to fight with. So overall, I think it's not putting you ahead. I don't think this will see much play here. I think you'd rather keep that HP to live another turn. That 1 prize card value that you're keeping is going to be worth it. We'll give you 1 out of 5 until I see a perfect combo for this. Lana's Fishing Rod. It's an item that's almost dead weight. You can put 1 Pokemon back into your deck, and only 1. Only 1. You're playing tag teams, you're like, I can put enough tag teams in my deck, not need those. And if you're playing non-GXs, you need, like, evolution lines. Full evolution lines, this is just too little. We'll give you 1, but it does allow you to reshuffle a Poké Tool and a Pokemon. Only 1. It needs to reshuffle more Pokemons back. Or put 1 back into your hand. I feel like it's gonna almost waste deck space. Yeah. We're gonna move on. Lily's Best Effort. Alright, a new draw supporter. That is weird. You get 4 cards. Then if you have 3 or more cards, which means you could be only on the 2, you shuffle your cards back until you have 2. So you have nothing next turn, which makes it very untypical draw support. But it does have common with that Solgaleo Lunala, so I don't see much use of this outside of Silvally and that Solgaleo and Lunala GX. They're just other better stuff there. You just need it for those things. We'll give you a 2, but you probably shouldn't be seeing much play. We'll see. That's Silvally. Very niche use. I'll give you a 2. I don't think you're dead just yet, but your very, very niche use. Clefairy Doll. Access a Pokemon. When your Pokemon, when it gets knocked out, your opponent cannot take a prize card. So you can cheese this with Oricorio. You can use this to buy an extra turn setup. Your opponents cannot drag out, in standard, your opponents can't drag out your Pokemon off the bench easily if you're using non-tag team, non-GXs. So, I want to give this a 5 out of 5. Oh yeah, buy yourself an extra turn setup because, you know, things didn't go well. You didn't draw what you needed. I think it's going to be good. It is a little expensive deck space, but that free turn can really help out, can really smooth things over when things aren't going your way. I'm going to give it, I like it. I like it. Malo and Lana. All right, you get a switch. I have a switch card. I don't think I'm supported to do this. And then you can discard 2 cards, to heal, which may help with the Vileplume. And keep it attacking for another turn. I can see that, but against most decks, you would just play switches. Could this value help? Yes. It could keep your tag team alive for an extra turn. And you could do something such as a double switch here. Yeah. So there is very, very niche value here. I'm gonna give this a 3. That healing is a lot. And you can do it with any tag team deck. It may help those tag teams survive the extra 2 hits even. I like it. We'll give you a pretty good score here just because of that healing factor, that universal healing factor. Misty and Lorelei, search your deck for 3 water energies. Blastoise, like, oh yeah, then put it into your hand. Well, let's draw for support for 3 cards, but only water energies. And if you need to set up your deck, this is not going to help you. And then if you discard 5 of the cards, your water Pokemon can use their GX deck again. Looking back at all the water Pokemon's GXs, there isn't any particular that comes to mind other than Blastoise. Yeah, Blastoise and Glaceon GXs are the only 2 I see with that big, nice one-shot potential. There's also Ninetales, which could be pretty insane if you could do this multiple times. So, this very specific. It's not the most consistent of GXs. It won't help you set up too much. And so, I'm going to give this a 2 of 5. 2 is in very, very niche limited use. Yes, it can be amazing in certain cases, but it can be dead draws if it's just not a good, just not a very useful supporter every time, every case. And it can help break you. It will break you up in certain cases. And as a resolve, you're back, buddy. I mean, well, you as a character is back. What do you do here? Discard 6 cards, attach all energies onto your bench dragon Pokemons. And if, depending how you build the deck, this could be a lot. And it could be better than Hat Ladies. Well, there's a cheap Hat Lady here. Huh. Bench dragon Pokemons, all basic. I like it. Dragon Pokemons, here's your new Welder energy bonus. What do you do? How do you get draws other times? Silvally. Yeah. I want to give you to a 4 to a 5 here. I think, man, this could make dragons, a lot of dragon decks that aren't functioning well, great. They don't need help. Most don't need help, but this here, I like it. It's an energy bonus. I have to keep in mind energy bonus. They make lots of Dragon Chick don't work. So, 4 to a 5, man. 4 to a 5. We just have to see how consistent this is. It's a little chancy. But all right, here we go. Professor's Oak setting. Search your deck for 3 different GX Pokemons. Put them straight to your bench. So, Cheese Master will not get to activate this effect here. How good is this? Very specific niche use. At some point, when you fill up your bench, it's going to be that way. We'll give this a 2 out of 5. We still have Pokemon Fan Club, which exists, and more flexible. So getting that 3rd one is, it's really, really specific. We'll just leave it there. Red and Blue. Works only on GX Pokemons that evolve. But, you can get this straight out of your deck. It evolves, and let's see, you can't do this on your first turn, but it straight evolves. Or turn it was played. You get it from your deck. You get to discard 2 cards from your hand. Ouch! Don't worry, Silvally can help you with that. And 2 energies will be charged. So all evolved GX Pokemons in the past have a new energy bonus. As long as you get that bench Pokemon down, which is gonna be easy. Yeah, this gets a 4 to a 5 out of 5. It's energy bonus. It makes those GXs work. It breathes life into them. I like it. We need it for the new Zygarde too. I'm sorry, not Zygarde. Flygon GX. So it's gonna be awesome. Even Vileplume can get use this. A lot of cards can use this. It revives a lot past deck. 4 to 5, man. You were just critical for those decks. Roller Skater is a weird one. Discard a card from your hand, draw 2 cards. And if you discard energy, draw 4. Is that gonna be good? Well, your net gain is 3 cards. And you can still TNO for that. And I think we're not gonna see this ever. You get a 1 out of 5. Unless for some weird reason I need that energy in my discard. Malamar next. Maybe Rosa! Alright! Finally get to see this character debut. Okay, when you play this card, after... Oh, wow. I remember what this is. This is good. When one of your opponents knocked out, it's like a teammate's. Except you have to be very specific. You can get only 1 trainer, maybe Great Catcher or something. Something that binds Pokemons. Any trainer, Stadium, Excellent, a Pokemon, and an Energy. They're all extremely important cards for non-GXs to keep going. It is a supporter though, so that's gonna hurt. That'll limit some strategies, but this here is what non-GXs decks need. I'm gonna give you and Oracoil together, man. You get a 4. You get a 4 because you have this knockout requirement. But man, you can use Clefairy Dolls, non-GX decks. Finally, they're gonna be a lot more consistent now. Yeah, I can't wait to use Lost March again. Moving on. It's great. It is excellent great. It searches your deck for a lot of good cards. I love it. Roxy! It's got up for 2 Pokemon cards in your hand. Then you can draw 3 for every one of those. This is the deal that you need for those Weezings. The thing is, it's specific in what you discard. You have to have a very well-built deck for this. And sometimes you may get this in no Pokemons, or without Weezings. There's the consistency factor to this. There's only 4 of these in your deck. So for Roxy, I think it's doable enough. I'm going to give you 3. I have hopes on that Weezing, but with playtesting, we definitely have to change the score there. It just depends. I'm a little bit skeptical because of the consistency issue, but we'll leave it there. Tag Whistle! Find 2 tag team cards. So you can use this to find tag team supporters and tag team Pokemons. You're gonna get a 5. You might get a 4. I give a 4. Let me take a look back here. There are a lot of good tag team cards. And then you can find tag teams. Yeah. This thinner does hit a lot of valuable cards. So finding yourself a supporter and a trainer, I think is gonna be great. I'm gonna hold back, give myself a 4, give it a 4 here. I can see the consistency in this. I can see it helping me almost every turn. It's gonna be good, and it can help me when I'm bricked. This is good. This is great. Tag Whistle. Give it a 5. Give it a straight 5. It is so darn useful. Fossil Will was. Oh yeah, here's the deal with Natu. After it's a supporter. You're gonna need a Silvally or Oracoil helping you draw here. But when you flip a coin for the first time, you can make it heads or tails. And this gives you the KO on, those kind of cards. Natu. It's just part of the component. How good is it? It is a very niche part of those combos, but you're getting a one-shot kill out of that. I don't know, it's a niche card. You shouldn't really rate it. Yeah, we're not gonna rate it. We're not gonna rate it. You just need it to do that. Finally, the last card is Draw Energy. You put this onto a Pokemon, you draw a card. I'm thinking like, hey man, you should abuse this with Porygon. You get like 4 cards. Oh, it dies, and then it goes to discard. Oh yeah, you can't do that. It's okay. If you have it, it's okay. It's okay. I think a lot of decks just need specifically basic energies, and this isn't going to be seen much. We're going to be a 1 out of 5. What you do is too little. There isn't really any big combos about it, and we may never see it. But, hey man, you get a free card. Even though you use it, it wouldn't be so bad. 1 out of 5. 1 out of 5 there. And finally, we're done. I still have my voice. Yes! Next week, we will be playing all these on Friday. I'll get my voice back then. Yeah. I don't know. We're gonna play it all month long when this comes out. So overall, the new expansion, it does bring a lot to the table. There's a lot of junk in there too, so pulling those booster packs is gonna suck when you draw too many of those. But a lot of useful cards are in this expansion. I like it. It breathes life back into decks that need help. Evolve GX Pokemons and non-GX Pokemons. And this makes this expansion really big, really important for the meta. For the standard meta. A lot of powerful little GXs. Great expansion. But please do in the future. Clean up those trashier cards. Hopefully there might be a new trend with that. Yeah, even make them fairly usable, okay? Alright, like wishy-washy. That is that for now. Thank you, and grows and differentials. Take it easy, stay safe. I'll see you guys next time. If you actually stuck here for this whole video, guys. Wow. Big thank you. Remember to say thank you too. Okay, that's that. Thank you. Bye-bye.